Greetings everyone, and welcome to another Timey-Wimey Tuesday DVD update. Yes, DVD. I do still buy DVDs occasionally because some things are only available on DVD, so what else are you going to do? Last time, you might recall, we took a look at a whole stack of DVD editions of the old Mythmakers series from Reeltime Pictures, being re-released in a series of compilation DVDs called The Doctors. Well, I got a few more in that big fire sale that Reeltime Pictures had, and that's what we're going to talk about today. More editions of The Doctors and a few other special presentations from Reeltime Pictures today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alrighty, so first off, another edition of The Doctors. We have, let's just take the glasses off because I need to take them off to read. We have Monsters. Yeah. So this one is a collection of, what is this one? Oh, we got 6 programs. We got 5 interviews and a special documentary that came out way back in the 80s. Called I Was a Doctor Who Monster. So it's a collection of interviews with various actors who played Doctor Who monsters in the classic series. And that one is hosted by the 7th Doctor himself, Sylvester McCoy. How cool is that? And then we got 5 more interviews. We got one with Ray Cusick, who was the original designer of the Daleks, and actually designed a lot of sets and so forth for the classic series, especially in the 60s era. Town, who was one of the original Dalek operators. Michael Wisher, Davros himself, the original Davros. David Banks, the cyber leader from most of the, well, all of the 80s stories. And Jack Pitt, who was Monster Man. I have no idea what that one's from. So it says, meet a menagerie of people who played monsters as diverse as Vord, Daleks, Cybermen, Yeti, Fish People, and Marshmen. The list is endless. There you go. Hosted by Nicholas Briggs. Yeah, Nicholas Briggs mainly. And then that one by with Sylvester McCoy. So that's pretty cool. Great stuff. So we got Doctor Who, Monsters. And there's been a lot of monsters in Doctor Who over the years, so they did a follow-up volume called More Monsters. So it says, this time around we have 6 documentaries with Nabil Shaban, yes, Syl himself, Christopher Ryan, who played Kiv, who was kind of Syl's boss in the Trial of a Time Lord, General Stahl, and Commander Stark, couple of Sontarans, I believe. Stahl and Stark. Yeah, they always have names for the Stontarans. Then we have Stephen Thorne, legendary Stephen Thorne. Who did he play? Oh, only Omega in the 3 Doctors, Azal in the Demons, and Eldrad in The Hand of Fear. The male Eldrad, specifically. Then, we have Terry Malloy, the other Davros, and he was in most of the 80s ones, and has done quite a lot of the audio adventures as well. And we got the legendary Stuart Fell, who was also a stuntman, and what a great name for a stuntman, Stuart Fell. Yes, he did very well, that's why we keep hiring him. And John Davey, and it just says who have both played monsters too numerous to list. Wow, that's great. And it's presented by Robert Dick, Christopher Ryan, and the voice of the Daleks himself, Nicholas Briggs. Nicholas Briggs is one of the founding fathers of, well, Big Finish Productions, of course, but also Reeltime Pictures, his first big project. Then we have The Doctors in Print. Yeah, so this is all about the books, I believe. Target Books, yeah. 6 documentaries with, we got one with Nigel Robinson, writer, Andrew Skilleter, legendary Doctor Who artist. Did so many book covers, video covers, posters, all kinds of stuff. Plus a galaxy of creatives from the Target Books team, Virgin Publishing, and Telos Publishing. Telos Publishing is a fan-based one that did kind of a lot of unofficial stuff, a lot of side stories and things like that. Very cool. And once again, presented by Nicholas Briggs and Robert Dick. And there you go. And by the way, if you want to get any of these, if they're still available, they do go in and out of print fairly often. I'll include a link to Reeltime Pictures' website in the description down below. An absolute treasure trove of stuff, especially if you're a fan of the classic series. Next up, this is not an episode of Mythmakers. This is a special documentary they did featuring the man himself, Tom Baker, interviewing Tom Baker. Yes, this came out, so we have Who on Earth is Tom Baker? This was kind of a tie-in to Tom Baker's autobiography that came out around the same time. There's also an audio adaptation, or an audiobook of the book read by Tom himself. So this is an accompanying documentary. It's not like a straight-up adaptation of the autobiography, but it's Tom interviewing himself and telling just a whole bunch of wonderful stories about his life and stuff like that. It's just an hour-long special, and it's an absolute delight. If you like Tom Baker, this is an absolute must. When did this come out originally? I'm not sure when it originally came out. Sometime in the early 90s, I know that. But yeah, this is, I watched this as soon as it came in. I couldn't wait. I've been wanting to see that for years, and it's an absolute hoot. Next up, I mentioned this particular celebration of all things Doctor Who when I did the update a couple weeks ago showing the season 20 set, and I was talking about how during the 20th anniversary season they had some massive celebrations of all things Doctor Who, not the least of which was a huge event at Longleat Castle, and they thought they'd get, you know, a couple thousand people maybe. They got way more than that. They got, like, what was it? Yeah, oh yeah. The BBC expected 10,000 people a day. They got 30,000. People came in from all over the world to go to this thing. So what this is a definitive documentary all about the event at Longleat Castle to celebrate 20 years of Doctor Who. This was the biggest Doctor Who celebration that had ever been done up to that point. It had everybody who was anybody in the series who could make it. All the Doctors were there. A lot of other cast and crew, and they were showing classic episodes in like a special projection tent. They had John Leeson doing the voice of K9, directing the crowds. It's like, please go to the line over here, and then, you know, just driving Nicholas Briggs crazy apparently because he was trying to like record the audio of the Doctor Who episode that was being shown in the tent. Anyway, it's a wonderful documentary full of all kinds of fascinating bits about this legendary event, and absolute must view. Now, one thing kind of odd, it says all new DVD special feature, all 5 Doctor panels. And, well, there's no special features on this. It says it's 160 minutes long. It is not. It is actually only an hour-long special. But, so I don't know if there used to be another edition with more stuff on it, or if they just, like, were really, like, I don't know, not paying attention when they wrote the copy. It also says it's region 2 and 4, but I don't think it's region-coded at all, actually. But, anyway, despite the confusing information on the package, this is a great documentary. And if you want even more from Longleat 83, they did a second volume as well. Longleat 83, The Lost Footage. So this is even more stuff from the event. This one is legitimately like about 2 hours, two plus hours of stuff. Yeah, and it's great. So it's just even more material from the Longleat event. So these are absolute must-haves if you're interested in classic Who, and in particular in this big event. There's also some special features on the season 20 set. That, can you see the season 20? Yeah, you can see that. The season 20 set as well, that cover Longleat as well. So very cool collection. And that is it for this one. It's kind of a shorter one this week. What can I say? But some great stuff. So that basically completes my collection of the Doctors. You want to see how big the whole set is? Hold on a sec. Hang on. So over the course of this entire collection, we have, I haven't done a full count, but there's at least probably about 120 hour-long interviews with Doctor Who cast and crew. So if you're absolutely obsessed with the making of the classic series like I am, you want to get these if you can. As I say, they do go in and out of print fairly often, but once again, I'll include a link to Reeltime Pictures website down below. Hold on a sec here. There. And we'll put these ones up here as well. And there we go. That is quite a collection. Holy moly. Actually, if I just angle up a bit, you can see it. Can you see it up there? There we go. Look at that. Isn't that's mental. It takes up almost an entire shelf just for those. Wow. But think of it this way, though. Like, remember I was talking about how these were originally released on... Sorry to yell in your ear there. These were originally released on VHS, and I'm sure there are people out there who collected those. So, you know, each one of these discs has 5 or 6 interviews, or they're usually 2-disc sets. They have 5 or 6 interviews on them. They used to be sold individually as VHS tapes. So you would get 1 per tape. VHS tapes. Like, can you imagine, like, having that amount of VHS tapes? Like, it would be this whole damn shelf. Just for the Mythmakers collection. So it's really quite nice that they re-released them in these handy-dandy, compact... What am I crushing here? Oh, no, nothing. DVD collections. Anyway, that is it from me to you for now. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.